living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life. Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and
Nithyanam everyone, welcoming all the viewers watching us live on YouTube, Facebook and the various social media channels. We will now be moving on to manifesting extraordinary powers. In the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva has revealed in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to manifest over 463 extraordinary Shaktis through the third eye. Manifesting powers are described as a system, method, and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to various states of consciousness. Who is Paramashiva? Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, who is self-effulgent, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, or 5 cosmic acts of Shrishti, Sthiti, Samhara, Trobhava, and Anugraha. The initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism will now be demonstrating the powers of body scanning and sharing with all the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation of the divine powers awakened in us through the Diksha. In this power of body scanning, one awakens the ability to scan illnesses, diseases, medically diagnose issues, and provide solutions through the awakened third eye. We have the Shastra Pramana from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, the verse 54. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmatarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body or of the whole universe simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the universal ultimate divine power, Paradevi, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. We also have the Apta Pramana, the experience of the Vedic rishis. Terayar was Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agatyar. One day, a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agatyar for healing. Agatyar uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small tere sitting in the person's brain. Agatyar immediately instructs Terayar, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache. Thus, he gained the name Terayar. We also have the Atma Pramana, the accounts from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's own life. Swamiji reveals how he uses the power of body scanning. Paraphrasing his words, only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery, and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened, and where the balance had to be done. I used allopathy as the second opinion to verify my findings. As a living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all bounds of time, space, and matter. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting this pure great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences, through initiation, and millions of people have been initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and are experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in their everyday life. You can receive these initiations by attending the Paramashivoham program, and you can register at kailasa.org/Paramashivoham. We will now be moving on to the power of body scanning. And I request if any of the viewers would like to have the body scanning, you can comment in the live YouTube and Facebook channels. We have a devotee, Dhahanananda, who would like the body scanning. We will now be chanting the Mahavakya and revealing what Swamiji reveals through the third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. What Swamiji revealed through the third eye is mainly the content of iron in your blood is low, and to eat more food which increases the iron content in your body, and that is directly related to the breathing difficulties that you have, as the oxygen level in your blood is low. Once this is healed, even the respiratory problems will be healed. So if you can put in the comments if you're able to connect with what Swamiji revealed through the third eye. And we will now be moving on to the next segment of today's session. After a short break, please stay tuned.
Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life. But for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life.
Nithyananda, welcoming back all the viewers watching us live. We will now be introducing about KAILASA's Ishanya project. All of us know, as a modern society, we have reached a state of technology and infrastructure to provide food, clothing, and medical care for all the 8 billion people. But unfortunately, our decision makers have not reached the necessary conscious level to make those humanitarian decisions. If you see in the world today, one side, there are tons of food which are dumped in the waste oceans and landfills, and on the other side, millions are dying of hunger. Same way with the clothing, we can see that one side, just to maintain the steady prices, the barely worn clothing or clothing that is not even worn even once is being dumped in the ocean, while there are so many millions of people struggling without the basic clothing and the basic needs. Same way with the medical equipment and the shelter, where we can see that in medical equipment, the hospitals, just to maintain their brand, once the medical equipments have reached even just 6 months or 1 year of their manufacturing, they send it away for the new equipment. And same with the shelter, we can see that there are thousands of homes which are currently in foreclosure, and thousands and millions of people don't have homes. These are the various statistics of all the 4 aspects that we just introduced. And what is KAILASA's aim? The aim of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is to raise the consciousness level in the world, and through a specialized process of recycling, facilitating these goods which are being wasted, which are being dumped, to the people who really need those materials. And for donors who want to donate, this is a great boon to provide to those in need for the world. The recycling of these materials adds to a very clean and cleaner environment, and for those in need, millions of people around the world will be raised out of poverty, hunger, inadequate health practices, and it is a win-win-win situation. Over the last 27 years, KAILASA has built a network of legal entities in over 140 countries around the world, and through these legal entities, KAILASA will manage the process end to end. We will make full use of this network to collect the clothing, medical equipment, and waste material from the developed nations and transport them and distribute them to the regions in need, with all the transportation and distribution expenses sponsored by Sri KAILASA. And to know more about the Ishanya project, you can log on to gov.srikailasa.org/Ishanya. And here we can see already the Ishanya project in motion, where in Madurai, in Sri Lanka, and in various parts of India, the clothing and medical equipment and food are being donated to thousands of people. And with that, we will now be moving on to the next segment of today's Introduction to Paramashivoham Level 3 after a short break. Please stay tuned.
understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life. But for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life.
Yes, Nithyanandam, everyone. Now, is a new life possible for me? This question is the question that is happening inside of us all the time. Is something else possible? Am I going to continue on the same path? Is something else possible? So these are the possibilities for breakthrough experience we have from the supreme point of Hinduism. Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam during the Paramashivoham 3 experience, initiations and darshans happening now. Let us understand a little bit more about how does this superconscious mutation process happen. Bhagavad-Gita, one of the most influential and long-standing revered scriptures in the history of the planet. In the 2nd chapter, 61st verse says, Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha vashehiya sandriyani tasya prajna pratishtita. Whether you believe it or not, whether you want to understand or not, you are a person, you are an individual soul reflecting pure consciousness. So you are an individual soul reflecting pure consciousness. This is the state of us. So then, given that, how does the spiritual progress happen? How does this experience of oneness grow in us? Let us see. The oneness experience in you opens up simply when you decide to say yes to attend to that. When you say yes, put your awareness, your consciousness into the oneness experience, it grows in you. This is the science of the spiritual growth. So when you decide to say yes and empower that experience of oneness, it grows in you. Just your decision to say yes and attend to the higher possibilities of you makes that happen. Now, how can we grow to a level beyond just this progressive day-by-day growth? By having the consciousness instilled in us from a being that is already in that space and can give that initiation, gives us lifetimes more growth in our spiritual progress itself, which is what is happening during the Paramashivoham 3 experience. So your conscious decision to empower the oneness experience is enough for the oneness to blossom in you, oneness to take over you. It's just declaring your willingness, the conscious willingness. So is this possible for each one of us? Does a third eye awakening really exist? Can the awakened states be transmitted from master to disciple? The answer is a big yes. Let us hear more now from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. How does the consciousness express itself in the superconscious mutation process? How does the consciousness express through your DNA and become the manifestation of your life? Let us learn more about this process.
Your DNA has some physical components like a sugar, so many other things, and they are kept together through water. The DNA strands and your consciousness is kept together through sound, and the kind of the sounds you use regularly inside and the kind of the sounds you stored inside matters, because through that sound your consciousness connects with the DNA and sends instruction, and DNA manifests your life. If you want superconscious mutation, listen. You need to disconnect the threads with which your consciousness and DNA is bound together, and alter the connecting point, the sound, into highest possible sound. What kind of a sound is used to bind your consciousness and DNA strands together? That decides what kind of a powers you are going to manifest and what kind of a life you are going to have in your body. There are 4 situations in your life where consciousness is directly influencing your DNA. When you are hungry, when you are angry, when you are lusty, when you are about to fall sleepy, too tired, just want to get lost, withdraw. These 4 situations, your consciousness directly influences the DNA. The door between the consciousness and DNA is open. During these 4 situations, if you use these 4 situations, you can detox, remove all the unconscious ideas, words you stored inside you, and you can pull them out. Add Mahavagya, powerful sounds, Mahavagya inside you. Anyone who decides to use Mahavagya to connect your consciousness and DNA will have the ultimate superconscious mutation. You will manifest health, you will manifest wealth, you will manifest beautiful relationships, you will manifest blissful life, you will manifest knowledge, you will manifest Paramashiva Jnana, the ultimate powerful cognitions, and Paramashiva Vijnana, ultimate applied science of Paramashiva, and all the powers naturally.
Yes, so here we understand from the Supreme Tattva of Hinduism more of this actual spiritual science. So you are an individual soul reflecting the pure consciousness. When you decide to empower oneness experience, it happens in you. So there's been multiple researches we can see here in the graph. It from the initiation processes from the Supreme Tattva of Hinduism, how the mitochondrial energy in participants has raised to a level of 1300%, whereby this cellular energy will be raised to a maximum of 30 or 40% through, say, a gymming exercise process. 1300% unknown to modern science. So let us now hear from the experiences of those beings who have been blessed to manifest new life, new reality, new possibility through the initiations from the Supreme Tattva of Hinduism and the Paramashivoham 3 experience that's happening now. So I'd like to welcome Chaitanya from the United States to share his experiences with the initiations, the new life possibility gifted to him from the Supreme Tattva of Hinduism, and his experiences through the Paramashivoham 3 program and initiations and darshans. And Aya, thank you very much for joining us today. If you could just unmute and please introduce yourself. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Yanatma. Nithyananda, everyone. Yeah, I'm back here. This is my second day here. Thanks for having me back to talk about some of my experiences from PSM 3. My name is Chase Carlisle. I'm from just near Chicago in the United States. And right now I'm actually visiting friends out in Colorado and attending PSM 3 again, because Swamiji very generously invited all of us graduates, Inner Awakening graduates and PSM 3 graduates to come and attend. So I'm getting to have these clicks happen again and again, and they never get old, I can tell you that much. So I guess that kind of squares it away. Where would you like to lead this conversation, Aya?
Great, Aya, thanks. So, right, so we have been actually, tomorrow, the initiation in Paramashivoham 3 is Tapoloka, which is leadership consciousness. So it's actually great you're here today, because you actually were sharing about this super conscious mutation process, how Swamiji literally gives us a possibility for a completely new life, manifesting this Ishwaratva, the leadership consciousness. And so if you can just share your experience from that, how this initiations darshans from Paramashivoham 3 from the Supreme Tattva of Hinduism has literally given you new life possibility in this dimension.
Sure. Yeah, actually, I remember this initiation in March, Ishwara, leadership consciousness. I've been working on my own business for a long time. Swamiji has made the declaration for all his disciples to be their own boss, to micromanage their own life for success, and obviously also to find a way to enrich others and create a virtuous circle with yourself and the world around you, like enriching others and getting enriched back directly. And so I've been struggling to manifest that for some time, actually years. I developed a product. I've been trying to bring it to market. There's a lot to learn. And in the course of that, sometimes it just feels really overwhelming. And some of the decisions are big decisions, like borrowing money, that you're going to have to pay back lots of it. And a lot of risk is involved, And so sometimes there is, in the course of that, learning a lot of new information and figuring out how to apply it and balancing that with the risk. A lot of times I'd second guess myself or kind of get stuck in the mud, if you will, of the, on the battlefield and not really get my chariot to where it needs to go to get things done, right? So when this day came, I remember it very clearly. And that's the beautiful thing about PSM 3 is that you're right there with Swamiji in the darshan and you feel his presence, like he's there on the screen. You feel his eyes on you because you're on the screen there for him. And that's the most important thing. It's one thing to see Swamiji, is quite another for him to see you. And in that process, in that mutual seeing of one another, you really feel that that presence of Swamiji. And so I was able to pour my heart out in this dimension and say, I really need your support. I really want your support in my life. I want to reinvent myself, in the wealth dimension, and also bring this idea to fruition and not just sit in this unmanifested space. And so, suffice to say, long story short, what's come of it is a lot of different opportunities have come up, and they've been amazing. For example, right now I'm working with a marketing company, and I've been sitting down with some of the first meetings and, going through the banking dimensions, just a lot of just basic setup. Nothing's like too grand yet in terms of where we're at, but there's still a lot of meetings and a lot of details to attend. And the point is, with all these details and, micromanaging this process, it's actually just so much fun. It doesn't feel, earlier on, it felt kind of like a load, and procrastination would get in the way and things wouldn't get done. I don't know if that makes sense, if any of you can relate. Sometimes there's something new that you have to do, and you kind of get into a procrastination space, like, oh, I don't want to attend to that yet. I know I need to attend to it, but I don't really want to attend to it yet. And it ends up being like a load on your system. And that kind of mental setup has pretty much been erased in my system. And in terms of experiencing what it's like to be, a CEO or managing my project more responsibly, it really does. It turns out to be just fun to meet with people, and to jump on Zoom and attend to all the details, and, to share my research. And that's the other thing that opened up. Before, I was just doing everything on my own, really just in my own head. And since then too, I'm in a different position, because I have a team now that I've hired to help take the next moves. And that also makes me feel, really opens up that Ishvara dimension, or that leadership consciousness dimension, because, I'm directing others and also allowing them to direct me. That's why I hired them, to help direct me through these processes. But it's just way more free flow of energy. And through that, there's so much of possibility, because my team really believes in my project. They know that it's going to be a success. They've brought many companies to success as well, and they're excited. And it's fun to share that space of excitement with one another. And just as you're pictured, Aya, with Swamiji in the background, actually yesterday I was attending to a meeting, and I had my yoga shastram, is that the word? I had my temple clothing on, because I was just around the house and it's the most comfortable. And I had Swamiji in the background and just attending to the meeting, and it just so much fun. So that's what I have to share about that. That's where I'm at with that. And it's a breakthrough, huge breakthrough, to be in this kind of space, because I got to tell you, before PSM3, it was hard to even let myself imagine, feeling so comfortable and having so much fun, and really bringing the project forward, so it's just been a huge relief, a huge expansion is what it is. And one expansion always leads to another and another and another. The expansion never ends. The continuous process of enriching. And I got to say, like, internalizing Swamiji's words and his guidance, and then really having it infused, and I almost feel like I feel like I'm being cooked, or like you can imagine a sword on an anvil being, repeatedly hit with the hammer in the fire, or, a delicious dish in the oven, like whatever it is, that there's a concentration of energy and intention. And through the darshans, I truly, I feel like I'm being cooked, or I truly feel like, just like the previous slides were showing, that the Mahavakya entering into the DNA along that level, like on a deep level, I can feel an infusion of energy transforming me. And actually that process has been continuous, whether I'm sitting in front of Swamiji during PSM3, or if I'm going about my daily work, or I'm at the gym, or whatever it happens to be. And, along that same line of micromanaging your life, wherever I go, when I visit people now, I always know what to do. Like, I'm always cleaning the house and scrubbing the floors. Like, there's not a time where I'm just sitting around doing nothing. And I got to tell you another beautiful thing. I spend absolutely zero time watching any movies or whatever. I mean, it is true, I went to go see Maverick for the second time with a friend because it's a terrific movie. But I have to say, there's no time I'm sitting around, thumbing through Netflix or trying to find something on Prime or, just wanting to fill the time with something, because actually I'm just too much enjoying being active and doing something constructive all the time. Right. And, so yeah, I definitely feel that this darshan that's coming up, it is so powerful, and really all you have to do is say yes and jump in and get that camera on you. So Swamiji's eyes are on you and you're there with Swamiji, and you just have a yes in your space. Like, yes, I want to change. Help me cause this new reality with some humility. You have to open the doors. There's only, it does take us both. It takes Swamiji and us. If we come in there just as a skeptic or come in there filled with our mind, how are you going to let the fresh air in with the window closed? How are you going to feel the sunshine when the curtains are pulled? You're not going to. So it does require a yes from your side, but how easy is it to say yes? You just open the door, open up the curtains, and get ready for the next beautiful thing to happen in your life. Get ready for the beautiful day. Get out of that stuffy room and let something new happen. That's really all it takes. Just like the gift of the sun rising every day. You don't really have to do anything except what I just said. Open the door, open the curtains. You don't have to do anything special. It's just a gift. It's just a gift. And Swamiji's there to give it. And each day in this Paramashivoham 3 process, there's another dimension of that same energy. There's a new empowering clicks throughout the day to tumble through your inner space and to kind of prime you to be open in that dimension. And then Swamiji just comes in so gracefully and just infuses you, cooks you, infuses from just like in those slides from a DNA level, and allows you to transform, right? Allows you to experience yourself as pure consciousness, and in turn, let that pure consciousness influence your body, influence your mind. It provides so much space so you can love the people that you love, right? And forget about the people who don't love you. So you get to experience that beautiful, graceful space that Swamiji has. And I got to tell you another beautiful thing. It really makes you just want to live forever. Like as a Hindu, there's so much future in front of us. And, there's just not any like doom, like, oh, I just wish it was over, or I'm ready to quit, or anything like that. It's really not the case. If anything, sometimes I just rest, and there I am carried by the breeze forward until I'm ready to continue flapping along. So, or swinging in my swing like I am now, right? So, anyways, that's what I have to share about that day, that darshan, which is so powerful. And blessings to everyone that wants to open that dimension up in their lives. Please jump into the program. I know you can just even do one day. 21 days is the best, but if there's one day that appeals, just jump in and experience it. It's a huge gift to yourself. So that's what I have to share.
Great. So thank you so much, Aya, for joining today. Thank you for sharing. I think you beautifully articulated many aspects that everyone will be able to relate to. So thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for having me on, I appreciate it very much. It's a great opportunity. You have a great day. Nithyananda. So great, everyone. So Chaitanya was actually telling a lot about, he mentioned that how he, in a lot of ways, he never allowed himself to even imagine that, the kind of work and being your own boss, CEO, launching a new company, how that work could happen effortlessly and be fun. This is it's really kind of a shame that, we're living like we cannot even imagine the possibility that my life could be effortless and enjoyable. And and Chaitanya had told about how that, it is possible to live an inspired life. It's possible to be motivated and enjoy doing, even if you call it as work, but doing something that you find is inspirationally contributing to the world. So this is a beautiful, actually, aspect Chaitanya has shared, revealing the new possibility for everyone's life. So there's no limitation. The things we literally we literally don't allow ourselves to imagine that my life could be simply effortless and enjoyable. So this happening through the direct initiation, literally the unique science happening, a unique science being gifted by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So inviting everyone today to go to the Paramashivoham3.org website. You can enter your intention to attend the initiations and darshan with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And you can also request a blessing on whatever social media platform you're on right now. You can put a message directly. Swamiji spiritually directly attends to all of the comments, blessings you put in the official social media platforms. And just once again, to remind everyone, tomorrow is day 15 of the Paramashivoham 3 season 3. And so the initiation is into Kapaloka. And this, the topic for the day will be the leadership consciousness. So this Ishwaratva that Jesaya was sharing about, how you can lead your own life, and you can lead it with inspiration, and it can happen effortlessly, and you can enjoy you can enjoy doing it. So a beautiful way, experience of how to be extremely active and alive and inspiring and leading others and allowing yourself to be led by the consciousness. So with this, we'd like to prepare to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the Alive Satsang. So as Chesaya also shared about the darshans initiations with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, when you are entering into the space with Swamiji, all you have to do is set the strong intention of what you want to manifest. So whatever it is you want to manifest, sit intensely that it's going to happen now. It's happening now. And if you sit intensely with Swamiji, with that listening space and that declaration, you will stand up from the satsang with whatever energy intelligence you need to manifest your desire. So once again, reminding everyone to go to the paramashivoham.org, enter your intention for you, yourself, your friends and family as well. And now you can bring to mind your intention. You can visualize that it's already happened, or that whatever intention you'd like blessed, you can just connect with that intention. So let us now prepare to receive the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the Alive Satsang. Please close your eyes, bring your awareness to your breathing. Breathe, inhale and exhale as deeply and slowly as you can. Connect with your intention of what you would like to manifest, and intensely chant Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Continue chanting intensely. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Continue chanting intensely, manifest the desire.
ॐ नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशिवशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome all the devotees, disciples, Samajis, Satsangis, Shri Mahants, Mahants, Tanedar Kotari, visitors, viewers, everyone sitting with us all over the world. I welcome all of you with my love and blessing. Paramashiva's message directly from KAILASA. Will persistence is the only qualification you need for Navakanda Yoga Samadhi. Listen. Will persistence. Understand? I was just sitting and meditating. Why some people get only Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Why some people get Navakanda Yoga Samadhi? Because Navakanda Yoga Samadhi is higher than what you understand as Nirvikalpa Samadhi. See, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is highest Samadhi your consciousness can achieve. That is enough for enlightenment and to reach Mahakailasa, everything. But Navakanda Yoga Samadhi is something like that. Nirvikalpa Samadhi filling your whole body, even physical body, and the physical body entering into the consciousness of Nirvikalpa Samadhi and raising to the Mahakailasa's frequency with the body. So naturally, I should say that Navaganda Yoga Samadhi is like a going more than Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Listen. Many people achieve Nirvikalpa Samadhi and be satisfied with it. That is like tamarind fruit. The inside that fruit is ripe and it naturally gets detached from the shell. So after that, what happens to shell does not touch you. What happens to the shell does not touch the fruit. Same way, once your consciousness is ripe, what happens to the body does not touch you. Many people come and tell me why great beings like Ramana Maharishi, Ramakrishna, Ram Surat Kumar all had cancer. Listen, they did not have cancer. They did not leave the body due to cancer. After they left the body, cancer took it. They decided to leave the body. So something has to happen to the physical body to go back to the earth. So cancer took it back to earth. So be very clear. Listen. You need to elaborately understand this Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Navaganda Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Samadhi is your consciousness ripening. Navaganda Samadhi is even your body, along with your consciousness, raising to the higher worlds, higher time zones, higher energy fields. People who mastered Navaganda Samadhi only go to the higher worlds and bring the great gifts from the higher worlds and share it with us all, with the human level. So Navaganda Samadhi is something furthering of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. See, yesterday I was sitting in Samadhi, wanted answer for this question. To share with you all why some people achieve only Nirvikalpa Samadhi, why some go up to Navaganda Yoga Samadhi. What is the ingredient, unique, real, principal ingredient for the alchemy of Navaganda Yoga Samadhi? Understand? Unique, principle, primary, primordial, or I should say that true, right, source reason for someone to travel to Navaganda Samadhi. How Paramashiva decides to give Navaganda Samadhi to some people? Why he gives Navaganda Samadhi to some people? I saw clearly, the Paramashiva revealed the reason clearly. It is sheer will persistence. You may ask, oh, after Nirvikalpa Samadhi, naturally your will dissolves. Then how can you have a will persistence? Listen. Will dissolves into Paramashiva's will does not mean your will disappears. Fish may be inside the ocean, but it gets the right to swim on the top or the bottom. It can go to the depth of the ocean, or it can just swim on the shallow waters. The freedom exists even in Navaganda, in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. This may be new information for you, but that's the truth. Decision. Who moves towards Navaganda Samadhi is basically done by Paramashiva based on the will persistence of the individual. Listen carefully. For any normal human being, Nirvikalpa Samadhi itself is enough. But if you want to be a teacher, guru, an incarnation, to bring great things from vertical time zone, higher worlds, and share it with the world, then you need Navaganda Samadhi. Then naturally you need Navaganda Samadhi. So understand, you may ask why masters like Vadalur Vallalar, Ramalinga Swami took the body. He just used the Navaganda Samadhi and made the Divya Sarira and left. He just took the body and left to the higher worlds, KAILASA. But masters like Ramana Maharshi, Ramakrishna left the body here and went. Please be very clear. Never ever compare these great beings with your pea brain or rat brain, peanut sized brain. No, don't do that mess. Maybe Ramana Maharshi thought leaving his body here in the planet Earth will continue to help millions of seekers. I tell you, just Ramana Maharshi's body alone is such a powerful Jnanagarbha. Such powerful Jnanagarbha. Unimaginable Jnanagarbha. It made millions ripe into enlightenment